Good morning everyone, welcome back. Today I want to talk about some of the things that you need in place before you start investing. I've not got much more intro than that, so let's get started. Welcome back everybody, my name's Paul. If you've never seen me before, I recently started investing and along the way I've made a lot of mistakes. I then started these YouTube videos as a way to maybe help people not make the same mistakes as I did. It's been a pretty weird couple of months because the channel's grown really quickly. And today, on my birthday, we've hit 3,000 subscribers, so that's a pretty good birthday present. When I read all the comments that everyone's leaving, it's amazing to see that we've got people of different experiences, different ages, different backgrounds, and it's even better in the Discord group. All the investment veterans in there are helping out the new guys and giving some great advice to help people along the way. A lot of my new subscribers are brand new to investing. It's likely that you've heard there's been a big crash, and it's a really good time to start. And I'm worried that some people are jumping in head first so they don't miss the boat and not really thinking about what they're getting into. Investing is a serious thing. You can lose all of your money. So when people tell me that they're blowing a load on a certain stock and they haven't really looked into it, that's just worrying. I really feel like something should be out there to tell you what you need to have in place before you start investing. I'm worried that a lot of my subscribers are going in a little bit too hard and too fast based on what someone on the internet has said. I'm still not a financial advisor. I don't know everything. I don't know everything about trading 212, but I'm working my hardest to learn, and these videos are documenting everything I do to try and make my money more useful than it would be in a savings account. So the first thing you need in place before you start investing is you need a job. Long-term investing requires constant reinvestment from an outside source. You're not going to make much money by bunging £1,000 into Tesla and then waiting for it to grow. It'll get you a couple of quid, but nothing substantial. Granted, having a job isn't really a given right now, but if you've got no source of income, there's no real point in you investing right now, and you probably should be looking at spending your money just to survive. Lots of people are saying that they're trading CFDs, then they're taking the profit from that, and then bunging that into long-term investments. Congratulations, day trading is a job, but probability suggests that you're probably not going to be very good at it. Your best bet is to try and find some regular income and put the excesses into your investments, because this isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. We're talking 20, 30, 40 years maybe. But if you're starting in your 20s with just small amounts, fucking hell, you could have a lot of money. The second thing you need in place before you start investing is you need to be debt-free. Not completely debt-free. There's some things that just aren't avoidable, like maybe a car payment or a student loan or something like that. But any significant debt that's really charging you over 5%. There's no point putting your money into ETFs that are earning 8% year on year when your credit card's charging you 25%. You might as well get rid of that debt first. It'll make you richer quicker. I'm going through a couple of changes right now. Might have another kid come in. Might be getting a pay rise. So once I've got all my finances in place, I might even start thinking about paying off my mortgage quicker. That seems like a very quick way to make 13 grand. And in 10 to 15 years, when I've got it all paid off, life could be pretty easy. That's not really as fun as stocks and shares though, so I'm still doing the stocks. The third thing you need in place before you start investing is you need an emergency fund. The emergency fund is a little bit of an iffy one for me. The recommendations out there are that you should have 2 to 3 months worth of savings in your bank account just in case you lose your job. That seems like a lot to me, and that seems like a lot of money just sitting around doing nothing. I do have a lot of job security though, but I did used to be self-employed, so I do understand the importance of maybe having a bit of money left over just in case the work doesn't come in that month. I have now got a couple of grand tucked away in premium bonds just in case a nasty car payment comes out, or let's say Eon decides to take 700 quid out of your account this morning because they fucked up your switch. Yep, that's what happened to me this morning. Now I've got no money. Seriously, is this just me, or do utility companies just screw over everyone? The fourth thing you need in place before you start investing is you need a platform or you need a broker. I currently use Trading 212 as my investment platform, mainly because I like the commission free and it allows me to cost average for free into my investments. There are plenty of other platforms and brokers out there. I used to use Hargreaves and Lansdown. Vanguard's a really good one. There's also eToro. Plus 500 must come up on your adverts all the time. And there's even the big one in America, Robinhood, which is likely to come to the UK pretty soon. I have no idea how good any of those platforms are. I've never really tried them, but you need to have a good look yourself to make sure you know what's best for you. For instance, Hargreaves and Lansdowne is one that's been going for years and it's well established. Vanguard has low fees on its indexes. eToro has a fuckload of stocks that you can buy. And to be honest, I've got no real idea about free trade and plus 500. I guess they're pretty good too. The fifth thing you need to have in place before you start investing is you need to know what you're doing. Investing isn't complicated, and one of the aims of this channel was to make things really, really simple. But there are some things that you really need to understand and you need to know well before you start investing. Like picking and sticking to a plan that's good for you based on your capability and your laziness level. A growth strategy will get you money a lot quicker if you can do it right. It's much riskier, you need to know a lot about your stocks, but in the end, I guess it is possible that you will beat the market. There is no doubt that the most proven strategy for investing is buying an index fund and holding it for a long time. Buying an index fund or an ETF is the absolute best way that you can get the most amount of gain for the most amount of laziness. And for the majority of investors out there that have got better things to do with their life, that's the one to go for. I've personally picked the dividend investment strategy. It's where I get to have some fun picking stocks, but I'm also picking stocks that are doing very well and are likely at the top of their indexes anyway. The theory is if I pick solid companies with great dividends, I'm most likely to get the cream of the crop of all of the indexes. And I'm still not taking as much risk as, say, a growth investor is. It's very much a middle of the road strategy between great growth stocks and ETFs being really safe. It's just got that little bit more risk, which might pay off a little bit of extra return. But again, do your own research based on your capability as an investor and also how lazy you want to be. The sixth thing you need in place before you start investing is you need a strong stomach. Again, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is a long-term plan over many years. And some of those years are gonna suck. That 8% growth year on year is an average, which means some years it's going to be down 30%, some years it's going to be up 50%. But if you stick with it through the lows and the highs, eventually everything will end up higher. And that's why the only advice I'll ever give on this channel is that you should only invest money that you can afford, and you should only invest money that you don't need to see for the next 10 years. Because no one knows what's going to happen to the markets in the future, and next year your investments could be worth even less than this year. Fuck. If you don't have this spare income, then maybe you should think twice about investing right now. Even though the world's saying right now is a great time to invest, pretty much anywhere on the timeline is a great time to invest, because eventually it always goes up. That's my message to all my new subscribers who are just starting out. Please think about what you're doing before you invest. It's been awesome for me since I started, but you need to make sure that it's awesome for you too. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. If you're looking to get a bit more advice from other people, check out the Discord group. It's got loads of people who are really friendly in there. The link to that Discord group is in the description below. Also, if you want to sign up for Trading 212, there is a link in the description below. If you sign up through that link, you get a free share and one of my subscribers gets a free share. And if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please give it a like, subscribe and invest.